Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Luke Beller, and today I'm going to talk about some injury news for the Packers and the 49ers and some COVID news, because I know yesterday when I started the video, some news had just come out that the 49ers, a player had gotten it, they decided to shut down their facility, and so I was sort of wondering, like, is this game going to happen on Thursday? Just because part of me was thinking if the NFL decided, okay, well, they shut down their facility, maybe we should push their game back, maybe to Sunday. But as of right now, it seems that the game is still going to happen as it was scheduled to on Thursday. And it came out that 49ers wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, I believe, tested positive for COVID on Tuesday. And then apparently two other players were considered high-risk, close contacts. And so that player is Trent Williams, their left tackle, and Brandon Ayuk, their one of their wide receivers. And now this 49ers team is so depleted, especially in offense. An interesting thing to look at is they are without all 8 players on the offensive side of the ball who touched it in the NFC Championship game. So I think they only have 3 players from that NFC Championship playing in this game on the offensive side of the ball. 3 offensive linemen who played in the last game. But they're without Garoppolo, they're without Deebo Samuel, one of their best receivers. Now Brandon Ayuk, another great receiver. They're without Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle. They're without their best running backs, Raheem Mostert and Tevin Coleman. So right now, looking at this, if the Packers don't come out here and completely dominate this 49ers team, that's a bad look for the Packers. That's not good, because this team is so depleted on the 49ers side of the ball. And yes, the Packers do have some injuries. We do have some guys who are down as well. But when a team is missing 8 guys on their offensive side of the ball, we got to take advantage. This defense has to take advantage, and I honestly think we will. If we don't, we got lots of problems. So taking a look at the Packers side of the ball, we know A.J. Dillon got COVID, and Jamal Williams, because he was close by him, he's not allowed to play. And then Kamal Martin was also in close contact with A.J. Dillon, and he's not allowed to play. So the Packers also have some COVID injury guys who are going to be out for this game. And then a few other injuries. Aaron Jones is questionable. And I've seen some news, some is saying it's the Packers are pessimistic about him playing. I saw someone recently tweet that maybe he'll suit up, but he won't be 100%. So right now, it seems with Aaron Jones, it's questionable. And so I sort of expect him not to play. He could end up playing, but it's likely that Tyler Ervin will be playing, and the Packers will likely call up Dexter Williams from the practice squad. And so Packers running backs, a little shaky here today. Ervin only has 10 career carries, and Dexter Williams has 5 career carries after only playing in 5 games since entering the league in 2019. So definitely this Packers backfield is depleted, but I don't know if that really matters in this game. Of course, we would like to have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams out there, but we still have Aaron Rodgers, we still have Devontae Adams, and I honestly expect them to put on a show in this game. Dexter Williams and Tyler Ervin still, could probably do some damage. They're still probably good players, so we can't count them out, so they should be good too. But I really expect Aaron Rodgers to have a great game. Missing all these running backs, that's sort of what you would just have to expect. And then a couple other injuries. David Bakhtiari, still questionable after missing, the past couple games. Rick Wagner and Raven Green are also questionable. And then Kevin King, unfortunately, is going to be out for his 4th straight game. I'm not sure when he will be back, unfortunately. And then Vernon Scott is also out, and Will Redmond is out. So those are all the injuries for the Packers coming into this game. And also on the defensive side of the ball for the 49ers, they're definitely a little bit thin in that area too. I think Dee Ford is out, Richard Sherman is out, and then Nick Bosa, of course, is going to be out as well. And so definitely this is just a game of 2 teams who are banged up. The 49ers are much more banged up than the Packers team, but still both teams are definitely dealing with lots of different injuries. And so the other thing I wanted to cover in this video, considering, we had been talking a lot about, possible trades the Packers could make coming up to the trade deadline. And of course, as we all know now, the Packers ended up making 0 trades. They were in talks with Will Fuller. It seemed, like a deal maybe could get done. Will Fuller put out some gif of him waiting, oh, what's happening, basically waiting for the Packers to make a move. But as we all know, nothing really happened, and lots of people I know are sad to see that the Packers decided, not to make a move. And so I saw this interview come out on the Pat McAfee show with a former Packers executive. His name is Andrew Brandt. So I guess he used to work for the Packers in the player finance area, that kind of thing. And so he was sort of talking about why he thought the deal didn't get done, and probably why he thought the Packers didn't end up making a deal. And so this is probably just his opinion, but considering, where he worked in Green Bay, he probably, has a lot of valid points sort of with his opinion. And so first off, he was talking about how, the Packers aren't a team that like to go in and, find quick fixes. They're a team that likes to build from the draft. And, lots of times we don't see the Packers coming out and making these big moves very often. And so I sort of think some people expected the Packers wouldn't end up making a deal, wouldn't end up getting anything done, which they didn't get done. And so he sort of went on more to talk about, why would the Packers not have ended up being able to get a deal done with Will Fuller? So Will Fuller being on his basically the end of his contract. He has 8 games left on his contract. And so the problem with trying to get Will Fuller is he was saying the picks probably wouldn't have been much of a problem. But if Will Fuller was going to come, they probably would maybe want to get a deal done before he ends up coming, because he was sort of talking about the Packers probably wouldn't want to build him up for a big contract to go sign somewhere else. So possibly maybe the Packers would, were trying to get a deal done with him, and maybe they just couldn't get one done because Davante Adams is making $14 to $15 million a year, and he sort of took a pay cut, with Aaron Rodgers. And he was talking about the other wide receivers in the wide receiver market, like Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen. Apparently, he said they're making $19 to $20 million a year. So it's likely Will Fuller probably would have wanted that much. And so the fact that Davante's making that much, it maybe would make sense for the Packers. Like, why would they start paying Will Fuller more than Davante? So maybe that was also an issue. That's what this guy, Andrew Brandt, was sort of talking about. So I just wanted to break that down sort of from his point of view. I thought he had some interesting thoughts on that situation. And he was also talking about, because the Packers don't have an owner, it can be the best thing and it can be the worst thing, because he said lots of owners will come into a meeting and say, no, like, we're doing this deal, get it done right now. And, without the Packers having a guy like that, maybe deals don't happen as often in Green Bay because of that factor. So who knows, some people may be happy we don't have a new player. I feel like most people wish we would have picked up someone, just because, with Aaron Rodgers getting up there in years, of course he could still play a lot longer, who knows. But I honestly would have liked to see the Packers, get something, give something to Aaron Rodgers on the offensive side of the ball. Of course, we have a couple great receivers, but honestly, I would have liked to see Will Fuller come. And I was talking with a friend yesterday sort of about the situation. He's a Cowboys fan, so it's sort of tough there. He's probably watching this. Tim, you're probably watching this, but we were sort of talking about how he was saying he doesn't get why the Packers wouldn't just add a player, with Aaron Rodgers, coming up to, being later in years, why the Packers wouldn't just add a receiver, trying to go for the Super Bowl right now. And so honestly, I sort of wish we would have done that, make this team better, because I think we do have a shot at the Super Bowl, but there are definitely some weaknesses on this team, some on the defensive side of the ball, defensive line. I know lots of people wanted defensive linemen, and then of course in the wide receiver area, we're definitely lacking a little bit on that side of the ball as well. But we didn't get a deal done, so now we just gotta hope that the Packers have enough and can sort of make some, switch some things around. Hopefully some players come back soon. Hopefully Allen Lazard will be back soon. So that way, we have a couple solid receivers on that side of the ball, and hopefully some other guys can step up and start playing better on this team so the Packers have a shot. Because I do think we have a shot. We've got a great team. We've obviously seen that. We definitely have some weaknesses, but I do think that, we definitely have the potential to go to the Super Bowl. It's just, can this team hold up? And can we, can the defense hold up? Can the offense, continue to move the ball, continue to protect Aaron Rodgers? That's just sort of what it comes down to. So that's going to be all for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys drop a like down below. And if you're new here, I post a lot about the Packers. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.